Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Welcome into WCMP's production of high school basketball. And now let's head to the court with Game Day Gilman.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's girls basketball broadcast here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350, and of course streaming live at WCMPradio.com. Of course, you heard in the intro, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's basketball game, which features the homestanding Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the visiting co-op of Hill City Northland. They are the Storm. This game tonight, of course, being broadcast on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. And it should be a fun one here. This one not a section or conference matchup, but these two teams did used to be in the same class, Class Single A, just as soon as last year. But the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars are now in Class Double A. And I should say that they have had a pretty successful fall sports and winter sports season up to this point in their new class. And, I think a lot of people might have thought that, it might be a rough transition year for them, but that has certainly not been the case. They have been pretty darn good in all sports, not just one or the other. In all of their sports that they have played this year in Class 2A, they have been pretty darn good, so I look for that to continue here tonight. Of course, this game between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Hill City Northland Storm. Taking a look at the Hill City Northland Storm, well, their season started out with 2 losses, and there's a pattern going on. They start out with 2 losses, then won 2 games. Lost 1, won 1. Lost 2, won 2. Lost 1, won 1. Lost 1, and then won 2. So they have kind of broken their pattern, so to speak, with the last 2 wins over LaPorte and Silver Bay on the road. In fact, 3 of their last 4, even if you want to stretch it farther, 4 of the last 5, have been on the road, including this one, which would make it 5 of the last 6 games on the road for Hill City Northland. And coming into tonight, they do have a winning record of 8-7, 2-1 in their conference, which is the Conference 7 Single A, and then they are 2-1 in their conference, 4-4 in Section 7 Single A. So 2-1 in their conference, and then 4-4 in the section. Now that can bode well for any team when you have played as many games as they have in section, and then being 500 helps as well, because of course you want to win more games in section, but being at 500 in your section is not a bad thing at all. If you're the Storm right now, if you're looking at it, you might say to yourself, hey, we're in a very good spot, and at 8-7, that is not a bad place to be here for the Hill City Northland Storm, coming into tonight against a very tough Hinckley-Finlayson team who always proves to be a problem for everyone they play. But the Section 7 Single A is a big section. I mean, looking at it, it spans about a page long on the computer, and just kind of overlooking it, there are at least close to 20 teams in this section alone, and they're sitting right at about the middle. They're right at the middle in their section at 9th. So right now they're 9th. They are below Floodwood, Northwoods, Ely, Cherry, Chisholm, Southridge, Cromwell Wright, and Mountain Iron Buell. Cromwell Wright has caused problems for many teams, but then Mountain Iron Buell, another good team up there. Right now in the section for them, it's Cromwell Wright allowing the least amount of points per game at 31.6. Mountain Iron Buell scores the most at 83.8, so it's a very tough section. But, Hill City Northland right there, and believe it or not, they are averaging, giving up more points than they are scoring, and they still have a winning record. I don't know if you see that very often, but this team can get it done. And they look to do so here tonight and push that win streak up to 3 as they play the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. Now the Jaguars, they come into the season. They won their first game over Barnum, 53-44, but then would go on to lose 6 straight games. Yes, 6 straight before getting to the Christmas break on the 27th and 28th of December, they would win over Nashwaukee 1, but then fall to Chisholm. That would be part of a 2-game losing streak where they would fall to Chisholm and Rush City. Then they would win 2, lose 1, win another 2, and recently they went on a 5-game losing streak before winning last Friday over East Central 67-40. And they look to push their streak up to 2 here. And looking at their final stretch of games here, they have 6 left. And 5 of those 6 will be at home. The only one that will be on the road will be against Walker Hackensack Akeley, and that will be up in Walker, Minnesota. That is their only road game. Of course, that is the second to last game that they will play. Their last game will be on Tuesday, February 22nd. So they've got a couple of weeks left of basketball before we have to start looking at playoffs. And I mean, a lot of teams right now are looking at playoffs, kind of trying to see where they're going to be seated and see who they're going to play. But, you know, it's not an easy stretch here for Hinckley-Finlayson. They still got to play Mora, who is a tough team. Then they got to play Mille Lacs, who has proven that they can hang with anybody they play. Then Rush City as well. And then we mentioned, of course, Walker Hackensack Akeley, and then Uppsala. But if you're looking at it, they get 5 of those 6 games at home, which will be a huge boost for them, especially when you're looking at the end of the season, because, you know, you don't want to have all your road games at the end of the season. That can be very tough, and then especially if you have to go on the road in the playoffs, that can be really tough. And I know a lot of players don't say they think about it, but I think it is in the back of their minds that, you know, you got to go on the bus, you got to sit on the bus for that long, then you got to wait for your game. You know, sometimes during the regular season, you got to wait for the JV C squad team to play. Then you finally get to play in playoffs. That is, of course, not the way it works in playoffs. You go and JV is the only one who plays. Unfortunately, JV does not. But, you know, that's being on the road for that long can be very tough to do. But, you know, with 5 of your last 6 at home, that is huge for Hinckley-Finlayson, who sits at 7-13 on the season. They are 3-7 in their conference of the Great River Conference, 0-3 in section play of Section 7 AA. Hinckley-Finlayson, again, this is a brand new section for them this year. Last year would have been in 5 single A. This year now in 7 AA. And in that section, well, they are second to last right now. But there are a couple of teams, actually, that are above them with what would technically be a worse record. And looking at it, it is 4 teams, Evelyn, Gilbert, Aiken, Greenway, Moose Lake, Willow River, all have worse records right now than Hinckley-Finlayson, but are ranked above them in the section, and that is due to them having section wins. Evelyn Gilbert has 1, as does Aiken, then 3 for Greenway and Moose Lake, Willow River. So sometimes it can come down to how well you're doing in the section, what your record is in the section, and the schedule you've played and the tough teams that you've played. It's a whole formula that I'm not 100% sure of, and I'm not going to get into. But that is it here for the pregame, and we'll take a commercial break here. A word from our fine sponsors, and when we come back, we'll be set for tip-off here in Hinckley-Finlayson High School. You're listening to girls basketball on WCMP.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota, it's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation, buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've
Back here on WCMP, the Storm and Jaguars getting ready to battle it out here at Hinckley-Finlayson High School. Got the cheerleaders down there, courtside. And tip-off is underway, and getting it for the Jaguars is Riley Krieger. She goes up the court quickly to Bella Brandt. Bella Brandt didn't expect it at first, but she's able to come down with it, getting it over to Reese Hartle. Back over now to Krieger. Excuse me, that's Brandt. That's no good, and it'll go out of bounds off of Anna Degerstrom for the Jaguars. Jaguars starting lineup: Anna Degerstrom, number 2, Reese Hartle, number 5, Olivia Hoppy, number 10, Riley Krieger, number 11, and Bella Brandt, number 21. On the other side, it's Emma Fink with it for the Storm. Fink will get it inside to Annika Spangler. Spangler up and in for 2. So Spangler gets the first points on the board for the Hill City Northland Storm. And with it now is Hartle. Hartle looking for a screen. Instead, she'll give it off to Riley Krieger. Krieger has it poked out. And it looks like we will get a timeout from the Hinckley-Finlayson head coach, Rob Witter. Starting lineups for the Hill City Northland Storm will be number 11, Lainey Spangler, number 12, Tatum Peterson, number 20, Emma Fink, number 30, Alinza Welk, and number 44, Annika Spangler. 2-0 our score, an early timeout here for Hinckley-Finlayson and their head coach, Rob Witter. Of course, Northland Hill City Storm are head coached by Stacy Johnson. This inbound gets to Reese Hartle. Reese Hartle goes one way and makes the defender miss. Now up to Riley Krieger. Off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom will go back to Krieger. Inside to Hoppy. Hoppy going to be double teamed. Nearly had it stolen away. She dribbles out of there. And now she's looking to drive inside. It goes off her foot. Off to Reese Hartle, though. Now over in the corner to Bella Brandt. Brandt back to Hartle. To Krieger. Now to Degerstrom on the near side. Degerstrom to Hartle. Hartle in the corner to Brandt. Brandt back out to Hartle. Now to Krieger. Krieger inside to Hoppy. Over to Brandt, and that's off the back of the rim. No good. Getting the rebound there was Welk. And the Storm have it up the court. With it is Fink. Fink gets it off to Welk. Welk on the near side. Gives it top of the key to Tatum Peterson. Peterson tries to go inside. Nobody home. And that'll be stolen away by Anna Degerstrom. She gets it off to Bella Brandt. Brandt up the court quickly. Brandt off to Degerstrom. Excuse me, that's Krieger now to Degerstrom. Inside for 2. Beautiful pass there from Krieger to Degerstrom, who puts it up and in for 2. And the Storm come back the other way. With it is Peterson. Now off to Welk. Welk guarded well by Brandt, and she'll take things back out to the top of the key. Welk tries to go inside to Spangler, Annika Spangler, and that one's knocked out of bounds by, they're going to say last touch by Hinckley-Finlayson, so the Storm will get to inbound. It's Welk. Welk wanted to go inside, will instead go to Fink. Fink at the top of the key, spins around. Hartle is there to guard. Now to Annika Spangler. Spangler back out to Fink. Now to Welk. Inside to Spangler once again, and then it was knocked away, but Fink takes it, and it looks like going to get a foul. It'll be on Hoppy, and that's her first foul, team's first as well. And the Storm will inbound. Welk inbounds to Fink, top of the key to Peterson, inside to Spangler, back out to Fink for 3. It's good. And it was a 3. Wasn't sure if her foot was on the line or not, but it was a 3. 3 from Fink, and now up the court go the Jaguars. Degerstrom gives it off to Krieger. Now back to Hartle, and it is poked out, stolen away by the Storm. Brandt. And now up and in for 2 is Welk with the steal. Jaguars go up the court themselves. Reese Hartle in the corner for 3. That comes up short, and the Storm will get it back. 7-2 now the score in favor of the Storm. Trying to get up the court is Fink, but she has it nearly poked out by Hartle. Hartle nearly poking it out again. Fink manages it to get up the court. She passes it off now to Lainey Spangler. Spangler working around the perimeter, gives it off to Annika Spangler for 3. That's no good. And getting the rebound, racing after it is Reese Hartle. Reese Hartle's got a lane if she wants it. She takes it to the basket, up and in for 2. Reese Hartle with the rebound, and she puts it up and in for 2. It's 7-4 now. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout called on the Hill City Northland side. So Hill City Northland and their head coach Stacy Johnson calling the timeout. It's 7-4 with 14:29 left here in the first half. Hinckley-Finlayson already has a good rhythm going here on offense, and their defense looks to be heating up. It looked like Hill City might just start to get hot early, but then they got a nice rebound, and Degerstrom got a steal, and that has led to 4 points for Hinckley-Finlayson. And now checking into the game is Ruby Booth for Hill City. Up to Fink. Fink tries to give it off, and Welk nearly had it poked away. Now to Fink, down inside to Spangler. Spangler up and no good, but she was fouled on the play, and she'll go to the line and shoot 2. This is going to be on Hoppy, her second, team second. And it's Spangler at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and no good. Annika Spangler at the line. This one is up and good. She makes 1 of 2, and it's 8-4. Jaguars Hartle has it. She takes it up the court on the far side, getting it to Bella Brandt, but it's stolen away by Welk, and now we're going to get a jump ball. So it wasn't quite stolen away as Brandt got her hand in there and was able to get a jump ball, but the possession arrow favors the Storm, and they'll take over. Welk inbounds to Booth. Booth trying to pass to someone. She gives it back to Fink. Fink trying to drive, guarded well by Hartle. She goes to the far side of the court, now back sitting at the top of the key, gives it off to Welk. Welk gives to Spangler. Spangler inside to Lainey Spangler, and looks like we get another foul here on Hinckley-Finlayson. That'll give them 3 early ones, and 3 early ones for Olivia Hoppy, and she's going to have to check out of the game, and checking into the game for hers, Michaela Ammerman. This inbound is going to be stolen away by Anna Degerstrom. Are they going to call it a jump ball? No. They're going to get a foul, and this foul going to be on Lainey Spangler of Hill City Northland. 8-4. 13:48 to go. Ammerman has it. She pauses. She's looking to pass it up court. She does. Gets it off to Krieger. Krieger pulls up from the free throw line. It's no good. And Oh, we get a foul going the other way. No, they're going to say it's a foul on Hill City. So Spangler picks up her second, and the Jaguars will hold on to it. Inbound goes to Brandt, now to Krieger on the near side corner for Reese Hartle. It's no good, and coming down with the rebound was quickly up the court goes Booth. Booth nearly had it stolen away. Ammerman will steal it away. Ammerman looking to take it to the basket. She stops, spins around. That one's poked out from her hand, and Booth is going to steal it right back for the Storm. Ammerman steals it, then got it stolen right back by Booth, who she stole it from. 8-4, 13-14 on the clock. And back-to-back steals here. Again, it was Booth who had it stolen away by Ammerman, and then Ammerman had it stolen away by Booth. Ammerman went down to the basket, spun around, and tried to look for a shot, but it wasn't there, and she tried to pass it off, and that also wasn't there as Booth came in and nearly stole it away. We got a shoe that was untied, and get that tied back up, and we'll continue action here. This inbound goes to Fink. Fink up the court with it. Takes it to the near side, gives it off now to Dunham. Dunham's pass is stolen away by Reese Hartle. And Reese gives it off to Riley Krieger. Krieger trying to get around the defender Booth. She gets it up past half court, and that ball is going to be tipped out of bounds on the pass to Ammerman. But Hinckley-Finlayson will hold on to possession as the Storm were the last to touch it. And that pass, oh my goodness, stolen away by Fink. And now the Storm come up the court, and this pass gets to Dunham. Dunham off to Fink. Fink going to go around, take it towards the top of the key, tries to get it to Booth. It's nearly stolen away by Krieger, and now back to Fink. Fink looking to get it off to Booth, and that pass is tipped. She gets it to Booth, and now the pass is stolen away by Brandt. Brandt gets it to Krieger. Krieger pass deep down court to Degerstrom. Her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Annika Spangler. Spangler will give it off to Fink. Fink throws it up the court to Dunham. Dunham trying to go inside for Welk, and that goes through her hands out of bounds, and Hinckley-Finlayson will take over. So some steals going on here. We've got 4 for Hinckley-Finlayson, 3 for Hill City. Next into the game is Hannah Hartle, and now up the court to Hayason Taggart. Taggart inside to Hovio Fahey, and we're going to get a foul. And let's wait and see. I believe that foul was on Hill City. It was. That's against Booth. Her first, team's third, inbound to Ammerman. Ammerman spins around. She gets to the basket, puts up a shot off the mark, and Ammerman somehow comes up with the rebound, and as she goes up, she gets fouled, so she'll go to the line and shoot 2. Annika Spangler going to be the guilty Storm. The shot is up and no good from Ammerman. Shot is up and good, so Ammerman makes 1 of 2, and it's 8-5, and now the inbound pass is going to go off of Booth, out of bounds, and Hinckley-Finlayson will take over. Hannah Hartle was there, providing some pressure. This ball is inbounded to Ammerman. Ammerman looking to get it to Taggart. Taggart takes it in, goes over to Hannah Hartle. Hannah Hartle back to Taggart, now to Ammerman. Ammerman gets past one defender, gets it to Hartle on the far side for 3. That's just a little bit long, and getting the rebound there is Welk for the Storm. She'll give it off to Fink. Fink gets a screen, takes it up the court, and she gives it off to Laney Spangler. Spangler trying to go around, puts up the shot, no good. Coming down with the rebound is Dunham. Dunham trying to get it off to Welk, and that ball's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Storm, and Hinckley-Finlayson will again take over. 8-5 off the Ammerman free throw. She hit 1 of 2. And Hannah Hartle will inbound to Ammerman. Ammerman's going to chuck it down court, and that one nearly stolen away by Dunham, but she can hold on cleanly, and it will roll out of bounds, and Hinckley-Finlayson will hold on, trying to get it to Gracie Olson down the court, and that's something that Ammerman does really well. She'll wait, stay patient back in the back court, and then throw it down the court, and usually she's not only accurate, but she can zip it in there. Ammerman, she loses the dribble herself, and that'll be a turnover. The ball will go back to the Storm. Ammerman had a plan of attack and unfortunately mishandled the dribble. And now it's Fink who will take over for the Storm. She gets it up over to Dunham. Dunham tries to go inside. Laney Spangler has it. And now it's stolen away here by Gracie Olson. Olson with the 5th steal for the Jaguars. Ammerman's going to take it up the court for Hinckley-Finlayson. She uses her speed, stops at the free throw line, tries to go inside to Gracie Olson. She puts it up and in for 2. What a beautiful assist there from Michaela Ammerman to Gracie Olson to make it 8-7. Just great passing. Now down the court quickly go the Storm. That shot is up and no good. And Dunham with the rebound now. No good once again. And racing for the rebound goes Taggart. Taggart will take it up the court. Fast break opportunity up and in for 2. Taggart now makes it 8-9 in favor of the Jaguars. And it's stolen away this time. And up and no good by Fahey. Fahey got the steal and just could not convert the 2. And now the Storm will take it back up the court. This is going to be stolen away again. This is Gracie Olson who gets the steal. Another steal for the Jaguars. That's about 8 now in the first half. 10 minutes to go. Jaguars lead 9-8. Ammerman gives it across court to Hannah Hartle on the near side for 3. It's good! Hannah Hartle for 3 on the assist from Michaela Ammerman. And they have now taken a 12-8 lead. Hinckley-Finlayson finally have found some offense, and they are clicking. Now with it is Dunham. Dunham nearly had that one stolen away by Olson. Dunham will throw up a shot. It's no good. Rebounded there by Laney Spangler. It will fall in for 2. 12-10 in favor of Hinckley-Finlayson. Ammerman takes it up the court quickly. She gets through the lane, puts up the shot. No good off the front of the rim. And it's going to be Welk who comes down with the rebound. And she'll give it off to Fink. Ammerman providing some full court pressure on Fink. Fink has nowhere to go with it. She's trying to get it out. And now we're going to get a timeout called here by the Hill City Northland Storm. Their head coach Stacy Johnson seeing that Fink was in trouble back there. Ammerman providing some tough pressure in the backcourt. And Hinckley-Finlayson has a 12-10 lead. What a turn of events. And it really started with Hinckley-Finlayson playing more man defense, and they were getting a bunch of steals, and it's 12-10 because of it. I mean, if we go look at the stat sheet right now, they have seven steals, 3 fouls, and unfortunately all 3 have gone to Olivia Hoppy, so she has all 3 fouls for Hinckley-Finlayson right now. But man, what passing from Michaela Ammerman, who has 1 point. She gave it off to Hannah Hartle and Gracie Olson. Beautiful passes to them that helped them get 5 points off of those assists. And man, if they can continue that throughout the rest of this game, I don't think Hill City is going to have a lot of answers for it. I mean, when you're playing man defense like Hinckley-Finlayson is right now, and you're taking the ball away as often as they are, it's hard to stop. This ball will be inbounded now to Tatum Peterson. Gets it off to Fink. Fink takes it up the court. She's guarded by Degerstrom. She's now double teamed, and she's having trouble to get it out. She finally gets it out to Welk. It's poked away, stolen away by Degerstrom. Make it their 8th steal in the first half. Hartle with it. Inside to Bella Brandt. Turns around, puts up the shot. No good. And coming down with the rebound is Annika Spangler for the Storm. She'll get it to Tatum Peterson, now back to Fink, and Fink will get it to Peterson. Peterson takes it up the court, gives it off, now to Welk. Welk to Peterson, inside to Spangler. Spangler tried to go inside to the other Spangler, and Bella Brandt had it for a moment on the steal. Spangler will get it. It's Annika Spangler out to Fink. Fink for 3. It's no good. Bella Brandt going to come down with the rebound. And She gets it off to Krieger. Krieger now putting up the shot, and in for two is Brecken Hansen. Brecken Hansen for two. Storm get the inbound now to Fink. Fink in some trouble back there again. She's double teamed. She gets around one, now double teamed once again. It's Hartle and Krieger there. She gets it off to Peterson. This is going to be trying to get it to Welk, and almost getting the steal was Brecken Hansen, the sophomore. Beautiful passing again by the Jaguars, and of course they lead 14-10 here in the first half. This ball to Spangler, Annika Spangler, now to Lainey Spangler in the far side corner to Booth. Booth for three, it's in and out, no good. And couldn't come up with the rebound was Anna Degerstrom. Man, that's unfortunate. She had a real good chance for a rebound. Now Lainey Spangler for the Storm. Three opportunity. That's no good. Racing for the rebound is Riley Krieger. She races up the court, stops at the perimeter, stops, no look, pass to Brandt. Luckily that was taken in. Now back to Hartle on the far side. Now to Bella Brandt, who just throws up the shot, puts it in for two. Nice pass there by Brecken Hansen, who will get credit for the assist to make it 16-10. And now going the other way, it's stolen away by Degerstrom, her third of the game. And then this pass intended for Bella Brandt goes just a little bit long. And it will go out of bounds. Last touch by the Jaguars, and it'll go to the Storm. 7:16 to go here in the first half. Jaguars with the lead, and their offense looking hot, as is their defense. Nearly stolen off the inbound by Bella Brandt, and now giving it off to Tatum Peterson. Peterson, she's guarded well by Hartle. Inside to Spangler, and now for three over the defender goes Booth, and that's going to hit the top of the backboard, which is considered out of bounds, and it will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. 16-10 they lead. Hartle inbounds to Krieger. Krieger gives it to Hartle. Hartle deep pass to Degerstrom. Degerstrom, she's going to just take the jumper for two. It's good! Anna Degerstrom for two makes it 18-10. Spangler with it. Going to be stolen away by Reese Hartle. Her second steal. Reese Hartle for three over the defender, no good. She raced for the rebound, but it's gathered in by Lainey Spangler. And this ball going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Storm. That was intended for Annika Spangler. She couldn't catch up with it, and now the Jaguars take over once again. 6:34 to go. Reese Hartle will start with it off the inbound from Riley Krieger. She's looking to get around the defender. She gives it off to Bella Brandt. Brandt for three, no good. And that's going to fall to Spangler, but it goes through her hands, and now with it, we get a jump ball call. Brecken Hansen had it, and she gets up. She's okay. And they're going to get a jump ball favoring the Jaguars, so they will start with it. Reese Hartle looking to inbound. Hartle will lob it to Brecken Hansen, who comes down with it. Hansen dribbles inside, puts up the shot, and that comes up well short. Degerstrom showing some hustle, trying to go after it and get it back for her team, but unfortunately just can't catch up in time. 18-10, the Jaguars lead. Getting it to Fink early on. Fink going to be double teamed. That's poked out and racing for it, trying to get it back was Fink, and who traveled. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how you can call a travel call when it looked like dual possession. That's a tough one. So foul or travel called on the Jaguars. And now Peterson will give it off to Spangler. That's Lainey Spangler inside to Annika, and putting up the shot is in for two. And she was guarded by Hansen, but Hansen had no chance or no option but to put up her hands because she almost fouled her, so she had to put up her hands and not risk the foul. Pass up to Hansen from Krieger. Bella Brandt trying to find Degerstrom, but it's no good. And that goes over her head out of bounds, and the Storm will take over. Hinckley-Finlayson, what a run they were on there. They still lead 18-12, but hopefully the Storm with that last bucket don't find some rhythm here on offense. And of course, for the Jaguars, still trying to put on that pressure. Booth has it. Ruby Booth gives it off to Fink and getting it through traffic to Dunham. And now it's going to be stolen away. Stolen away by Hartle. Hartle up the court. She takes it to the basket, puts it up, and in for two. It went around the rim just a little bit longer than I think she would have liked, but either way, stolen away by Reese Hartle. And it's 20-12. Storm have it up the court. Over to Laney Spangler, and that's going to go out of bounds. Annika Spangler looking for Laney, and Bella Brandt was over there. She thought about going after it, but just smart move to let it go out of bounds. And another turnover here by the Hill City Northland Storm. Inbound goes to Brandt, right back to Krieger. Krieger right back to Brandt, up the court on the far side, stopping. Giving it back to Krieger, who will reset things. Now giving it in the corner to Hansen. Hansen drives inside, looking to put up a shot, but she's fouled. And will this be a shooting foul, or will it be on the court? We'll find out. They call it a shooting foul, and that is going to go against Booth, her second. Her team's fifth. Get a couple substitutions here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Ammerman checks back into the game, as does Gracie Olson, Taggart, Hannah Hartle, and now as well as Fahey. So it wasn't a shooting foul, by the way, so I'm wrong. And now this inbounded, Taggart has it. Taggart trying to get it to Olson. That ball was tipped, but Olson comes down with it. She gives it off to Hannah Hartle. Hannah Hartle wanted Ammerman inside. Olson will get it to Ammerman inside. And then Ammerman's going to be fouled, and that will be the sixth on the Storm. That'll be on Annika Spangler, her second. So 3 fouls early on for the Jaguars, and since then, nothing. This inbound to Gracie Olson for 3. She thought about it, hesitated a little bit too much, and now the rebound up for grabs. It's last touched out of bounds by Booth of the Storm, and Jaguars will catch a break there. 4:49 to go here in the first half. Hannah Hartle looking to inbound. She gets it to Olson. Olson dribbling inside, and that one's going to be poked out. Ammerman had it for a moment, and she'll now get it to Fink. Fink, and that one's going to be poked out of bounds by Taggart. Last touch by the Jags. Annika Spangler checks out. In for her will be Welk, and the inbound goes to Dunham. Now to Booth, now giving it off to Fink. Fink in the far side corner to Welk. Welk gives it back to Fink. Fink goes top of the key to Dunham. Now to Booth in the near side corner, right back to Fink, top of the key. Fink dribbles a couple times. Now she wants to drive inside, pass to Dunham. Dunham will give it off to Booth. Booth going right back to Laney Spangler. Spangler off to Dunham. Dunham for a long 2. It's no good, but her teammate right there, Welk, to get the rebound, and she was fouled. So the 4th team foul on Hinckley-Finlayson goes against Fahey. It'll be a shooting foul, and Welk will be at the line to shoot 2. 20-12, Jaguars lead with 4:16 left in the first half. Welk no good on the first. Welk no good on the second, and Ammerman going to come down with the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. She takes it up the court. Ammerman on the far side elbow for 3. It's no good. Swatting it out, but getting the rebound is Booth. Booth gets the rebound for the Storm. Taking it up the court is Dunham. Dunham, oh, that pass is intercepted by Olson. Olson like a free safety, just sitting back there waiting for it. And it was poked out, but Taggart right there to get it. Now off to Ammerman. Ammerman to the near far side, off to Hannah Hartle. And trying to get it to Ammerman, but Hartle having trouble against the defender. This going to be stolen away by Dunham. Dunham going to take it up the court, and she is swatted hard by Hannah Hartle. And that honestly is a smart play, because you don't want to allow them to get the easy 2. Instead, make them go to the line. Make them shoot those 2. Make them sweat it out. So as much as it was a tough foul, it's the right foul there by Hannah Hartle. Now the team's 5th, her first. Dunham no good on the first, and that is exactly why you foul in that situation, because you send her to the line, and now the most they can come away with is 1. So a very smart foul there by Hannah Hartle. And no good on the second. Getting the rebound is Laney Spangler. She puts it up and in for 2. So they still came away with 2 on that trip, but you had to make her go to the line and sweat it out, and it did work. And now it looks like we're going to get a foul on the Storm. It will be. This is going to go against Peterson, her first, team 7th, and that will send Hannah Hartle to the line for a 1-and-1. Her team leads 20-14, 3:29 to go. First shot is up and good from Hannah Hartle, makes it 21-14. And good on both from Hannah Hartle, makes it 22-14. Storm have it. They inbound. Dunham now has it. Gives it off to Peterson. Back to Dunham. They're looking for Fink. Fink has it. She comes down with it. And she's guarded well. Gives it off to Dunham. They're going to have to get it up the court quickly. They can't in time. 10-second violation right there. And the ball goes back to Hinckley-Finlayson. Yep, you got 10 seconds to get it from the backcourt over that half-court line. Storm did not do that in time, and Jaguars will take over. Taggart inbounds to Hannah Hartle. She gets it off to Ammerman. A nice pass inside to Gracie Olsen, in for two. Wow. Oh, my goodness. What passing the Jags are doing right now. Now stolen away by Taggart. Taggart into Ammerman, up and in for two. Taggart with the steal and the assist. And it's 26-14. Fink nearly didn't see that one coming. And now stolen away, this time by Taggart again, in for two. Taggart, 2 steals, 4 points, my goodness. What a sequence there for Hinckley-Finlayson, who now lead by 14. They're leading by 8, and then all of a sudden just turn it into a 14-point lead. What a turnaround here for Hinckley-Finlayson. An impressive run there by the Jaguars. 2:44 to go here in the first half, and Hinckley-Finlayson leads 28-14. Now, when you look at the records, you might say, well, Hill City Northland might be looked at as the favorite here in this game, as they have technically the better record at 8-7. Hinckley-Finlayson at 7-13, but I've watched this Hinckley-Finlayson team, and they, again, stick with any team they play against, and I thought they might have a very good chance of coming out here tonight and getting a very good win. So the Storm will get set to inbound after a couple steals turn into 4 points. And Peterson trying to get it to Fink. That pressure still there from Hinckley-Finlayson. It's poked out by Taggart. She gets another steal to the basket. Up and in for two. Taggart, another steal. 3 steals, 6 points off those steals. Laney Spangler, this one bounces off a Hinckley-Finlayson foot inside to Welk for two on the assist from Spangler. Annika Spangler with the assist. Taggart up the court for the Jaguars. Off now to Hannah Hartle for three. Hannah Hartle drills the three. And now her team leads 33-16. Quickly up the court to Annika Spangler. She waits for Ammerman to go by. Her shot is up, no good. She gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in for two. 33-18, still in favor of Hinckley-Finlayson. Hannah Hartle gets it up to Taggart. Taggart gives it off now to Gracie Olsen. Pulls up a short jumper. Oh, it goes over the open net, off of both sides of the rim. There for the rebound was Laney Spangler, and now looks like we're going to get a foul on Hinckley-Finlayson. It's going to go against Fahey, her second, team's sixth. 1:32 to go here in the first half. 33-18 the lead for Hinckley-Finlayson. And man, have they been impressive on both sides after the first, 4 or 5 minutes. Their offense really got going, and then their defense provided pressure, and their offense benefited from it. And now again, it's another steal here. Reese Hartle up the court. Oh, and then she loses it, and then she gets called for a double dribble. Reese Hartle had the steal and then lost possession of it. Then they called her for the double dribble, unfortunately. And this ball inbounded, stolen away by Krieger. Krieger gets it back from Hartle. Now up to Degerstrom is no good, but she was fouled. Krieger with a steal. And this foul going to be the 8th for Hill City Northland and the 1st for Welk. Team's 8th, as Degerstrom's at the line to shoot two. First one is up and good. 34-18. Good on both from Degerstrom. Makes it 35-18. Hill City being guarded well. This is stolen away by Degerstrom to the basket, off the front of the bottom of the rim, I should say. But Degerstrom gets the steal, and now a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors Hill City Northland. Inbounded here to Fink. Fink trying to get around the defender. Oh, and then we're going to get a foul. And Hartle going after the ball, and Fink fell. And it'll be a 1-and-1. The first foul here for Hartle, team's 7th. And Fink is at the line to shoot 1-and-1. Emma Fink. Fink's first one is up and good. Make it 35-19 with 1:03 to go. Booth checks back into the game for Welk on the Hill City Northland side. Fink is only good on one, and the rebound there by Degerstrom. Degerstrom up the court and getting it off to Reese Hartle. Hartle looking to go inside to Degerstrom. That's going to be stolen away by Annika Spangler, and Fink trying to take it up the court. A shot is no good. Bella Brandt going to come down with the rebound. She'll get it off to Krieger, now to Reese Hartle. Inside to Degerstrom, turns around, hook shot, up and good. 37-19, creeping up on 30 seconds to go. Fink gets it around, and that's going to be hit out of bounds by Brecken Hansen. Nearly getting there for the steal, and it will go back to the Storm. 37-19, Hinckley-Finlayson leads. 30 seconds to go. Fink with it. She's going to pass it off now to Booth. Booth trying to go inside to Spangler. Now over to Lainey Spangler in the near side corner. She gives it inside to Annika Spangler, who turns around, puts up the shot. It's no good. And Reese Hartle right there to smack the rebound away from Lainey Spangler. It goes out of bounds, but the Storm will take over. Booth inbounds to Fink. Now to Tatum Peterson. Peterson going around the perimeter, still at the top of the key, gives it inside to Annika Spangler. Now to Booth. Booth back out to Peterson, inside to Spangler. Over to Fink for three. No good on the shot. And coming down with the rebound is Degerstrom. And a lot of people here thought it should have been a foul, and yeah, maybe it should have been. Degerstrom actually got the rebound. She kind of got slapped. But it was not called, and that will be halftime here at Hinckley-Finlayson High School, with the Jaguars leading 37-19 over Hill City. We'll take commercial break. When we come back, I'll give you a recap of the first half, the points leaders, and who scored, and also give you my keys to the second half for Hinckley-Finlayson, as we are at halftime here at Hinckley-Finlayson High School, with the Jaguars leading 37-19 over the Hill City Northland Storm. You're listening to girls basketball here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350 WCMP.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health. 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings, with expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation, buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getThere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Back here on 106.5 FM AM 1350 WCMP. Of course, streaming live at WCMPradio.com. This girls basketball game led by the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars at halftime here, 37-19 over the Hill City Northland Storm. And coming out in the first half, to begin with, it was Hill City Northland's game to lose. They came out with a hot start there on offense, and then all of a sudden Hinckley-Finlayson turned a switch on, and their offense started to find some rhythm. And not only that, they were really propelled on offense by their defense, and their defense came in huge with a bunch of steals there in that first half. And between Degerstrom and Hartle, I mean, both of them had 3 for Gracie Olson and Hazen Taggart. So you've got 8 between Degerstrom and Hartle, and then 6 more between Olson, and Taggart. So just a bunch of steals, 14 between those 4, 18 altogether in that first half. It sounds weird to say that, to say 18 steals in a first half, but that is no misprint. There might be a couple more even that I didn't even get to write down, but yeah, 18 steals in that first half for Hinckley-Finlayson, and that has helped them to their 37-19 lead. Speaking of leading the way for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars in the first half, scoring-wise, both Anna Degerstrom and Hannah Hartle both had 8 points, 6 for Taggart, and then 4 for Reese Hartle, and Gracie Olson also had 4, 3 for Michaela Ammerman, 2 for Bella Brandt and Brecken Hansen. And another thing that has been huge for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars here in the first half has been the passing. As much as they are getting the steals and turning those into points and really working it up the court quickly, it's the passing that has been a big help for them, because when they do get the steals, they do pass it very nicely when they're on the offensive side of the court. The passes are smooth, they're clean, the passes are getting there quickly. They're not really passing into any kind of window that's tough to get through. They're really making smart passes, finding the windows and the lanes to drive through. It has just been a very good first half for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. A little bit of a slow start for them, but after that slow start, man, they have been very hot out there on the court. Hill City, like I mentioned, they got originally out to the hot start, but it's like Hinckley-Finlayson stole their momentum. Leading the way for them, 3 players tied with 4 points, but leading the way was Annika Spangler with 7 points, and then 4 for Welk, Fink, and Lainey Spangler. Rebound-wise, it was Welk who led the team. She had 7 rebounds there in that first half for the Storm, 4 for Lainey Spangler and 3 for Annika Spangler. They had 8 first half fouls. And then for Hinckley-Finlayson, Rebound-wise, it's really spread out. 2 for a couple of them, and then 1 for most of them, and they ended the first half with 7 team fouls and a bunch of assists as well. And as I mentioned before, Hinckley-Finlayson, it's really just been they just turned on a switch or something after a couple minutes in that first half. They realized something that, hey, this is, we can play better than this, and they called that timeout, and that really changed their pace, changed their momentum, and changed what they did on defense because, it was Hill City who was pushing the tempo early on. They were making the transitions up and down the court quickly, and they really had Hinckley-Finlayson on their heels. And then after a timeout from Hinckley-Finlayson, they decided, hey, you know what? We're going to put the pressure on Hill City. We're going to take the pressure off of us, put it on them, and now they're going to have to try and figure out what to do with it. And they did a good job of that, and it has worked here through the rest of the first half, if I can find the words to say. And I look for Hinckley-Finlayson to do much of the same here in the second half because, again, like the old saying goes, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And I don't see any reason for Hinckley-Finlayson to change that game plan, to go away from it. It has been working for them in that first half, and I think it can work here in the second half. The Storm really couldn't find any adjustments to make on the fly to combat what Hinckley-Finlayson was doing on both sides of the ball. And I mean, maybe you can. Halftime's a little bit longer. You can talk about it. You can discuss a little bit more. But I think Hinckley-Finlayson has got a big edge here, especially leading by 18 points. Not only that, but just the momentum and the way they've been able to control the pace there in that first half. I think they got to continue with that game plan here in the second half. Bring all the pressure on defense and then move quickly on offense. Just shoot when you're open. That's kind of been the key for them here in the first half, and I look for them to do just that. I mean, if you want some keys for Hill City, I think you've got to get back to that tempo. I think you need to turn the tide your direction. You kind of got to force it too. At the beginning of the first half, you had everything going your way. There was not anything that you really couldn't do, because, again, you had all of it going your way, really kind of like Hinckley-Finlayson does right now. That was the way it was going for Hill City Northland, and if you're them, I think that's what you've got to do here on offense. On defense, you're doing pretty good. I think you're going to need to crash the defensive glass a little bit more. On offense, they're doing a pretty good job of grabbing the rebounds, but I think if you're the Storm, you got to crash the defensive boards a little more often and, try and guard underneath the basket, because Hinckley-Finlayson's trying to drive inside. Maybe try and force some more fouls from the Hinckley-Finlayson offense because, Hinckley-Finlayson had all the fouls they could use there towards the end of the first half, and they really started to play hard, and, they were able to use those fouls. We're getting ready here to start the second half. Both teams getting their final words of strategy and encouragement from their coaches. Again, a 37-19 lead here for Hinckley-Finlayson to begin the second half. I want to thank you for tuning in, whether you're listening on 106.5 FM AM 1350 or streaming this game online at WCMPradio.com. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a good one so far for Hinckley-Finlayson after the slow start, and they will start with the ball here in the second half. Krieger starts with it, trying to go to the far side, and a steal here early on for Peterson for the Storm, and now she has it, giving it off to Peterson, now to Fink, now out to Spangler. Spangler with the shot up and in for 2. That's from Lainey Spangler, making it 37-21, and then this pass goes well awry and out of bounds, and now all of a sudden the Storm take over, and have the Storm just all of a sudden captured momentum? We'll see. There's plenty to go here. They inbound to Lainey Spangler, now to Fink. Fink getting it off to Peterson, now to Welk. Inside to Spangler, Annika Spangler trying to get this one out, and now they call her for a double dribble. So she gets called for the double dribble, so Hinckley-Finlayson catches a break there. And do we? Oh, looks like we're going to get an early timeout. We'll see who this... So that timeout called by the Jaguars with 7:27 to go here in the second half. Call an early timeout. So they must have seen something that they didn't like early on with the Storm getting a steal and scoring quickly there to begin that second half. They must have wanted to get together and talk about that right away before it got too far out of hand. Sometimes the quicker you talk about it and fix it, the better off it is. I mean, they have still 3 timeouts to work with, so why not? 37-21, this inbound goes to Krieger, now rolls on the ground to Brandt. Brandt guarded well, and Hill City's basically giving Hinckley-Finlayson a little bit of their own medicine. Now up to Hartle. She passed it to Degerstrom, who's fouled. Her shot was no good, but she'll go to line and shoot 2. So Hill City giving Hinckley-Finlayson a little bit of their own medicine here, providing full court pressure, but Hinckley-Finlayson gets it back up the court, and Degerstrom was fouled on her shot by Annika Spangler, and she's at the line to shoot 2. First one rattles out, no good. I didn't want to say it and be the announcer's jinx, but I was going to say she hadn't missed up to that point on her free throws. This one is up, and no good on both from Degerstrom, so a rarity there by her. Dunham gets the rebound, though, for the Storm, and she gives it up to Fink. Now off to Peterson. Peterson inside to Laney Spangler. She puts up a shot. It's no good, and coming down with the rebound is Anna Degerstrom. Degerstrom, they're going to call a jump ball here, and possession arrow favors the Storm. Wow. So Degerstrom got that tied up with by the Storm, and they held on just long enough to turn it into a jump ball. Laney Spangler gets the inbound pass. Now off to Peterson. Peterson, that ball was tipped as it went over to Dunham. Dunham trying to drive inside. Hartle falls to the ground, and now Dunham going to put up the shot for 3. It's in and out. Laney Spangler going to come down with the rebound, and she gives it off to Welk, who so we had the ref said something about touching the ball through the hoop, but I didn't quite hear what. I'm guessing the shot counts. This shot by Bella Brandt, no good, and Degerstrom gets the rebound, and now it's stolen away here by the Storm, but then they travel with it. Traveling with it was Welk, 23-37. That was weird. And Degerstrom tries to get the early shot up. It's no good. Rebounded by Dunham. Now stolen right back by the Jaguars. And then Peterson kind of come down with the rebound for the Storm. Quickly up the court for Welk. Now to Laney Spangler. No good on the shot. And racing for the rebound is Welk. Welk gets it. And her shot is no good. Rebounded there by Brandt. This one up the court to Krieger. And they're going to get the foul on the Storm. This foul is going to go against Laney Spangler. Her first, team's second. Or her third, team's second here in the second half. For 3 goes Krieger, no good, and Spangler will have an easy rebound. Fink takes it up court. Hoppy back in the game for Hinckley-Finlayson. Over to Peterson, now to Laney Spangler, and she's no good, and Degerstrom gets the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. She nearly loses it, tries to get it off to Hoppy, and that is rolling on the ground, and now still on the ground. Going to get a jump ball call. And Peterson slow to get up on that one for the Storm. Looks like she's okay, though. Never want to see anybody hurt. That's not even on the mind. That is not an option. You don't like to see anyone hurt. Reese Hartle has it for the Jaguars. She gives it off now. And now in the far side corner, Degerstrom in some trouble over there. Gives it inside to Hoppy. Hoppy has that one. She was hooked as she went for the basket by, looks like, Dunham. And, they're going to get it on Booth. That'll be Booth's foul, and Hoppy will be at the line to shoot 2. That one is no good. Again, she had to check out early in the first half with 3 fouls. Hoppy no good on both, and a race for the rebound. It's Dagerstrom who had it for a moment, gets it off to Brandt. Brandt puts it up, no good. And fight for the rebound, and we're going to get another jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Storm, and they will get to inbound. 37-23, 14:52 to go in the game. Inbound goes to Booth. Booth looking deep down the court, gets it off to Welk. Welk now to Dunham. Dunham trying to get it off to Welk. It's stolen away by Dagerstrom. Dagerstrom takes it up the court for Reese Hartle in for two. Reese Hartle will stop the scoring drought. 39-23, 14.5 to go. Fink. And we fouled, and Jaguars trying to get the steal there. The first of the second half for Hinckley-Finlayson. And who is it on? It is on Bella Brandt, her first. Fink inbounds to Booth. Booth now to Welk. Welk back to Fink. Fink over to Dunham. Dunham at the top of the key. She gets around one defender, now passes it out to Booth for a three, a high arcing pass. No good, and then rebounded here a couple of times by the Storm. Spangler got the rebound there twice for the Storm. But no good, and now we're going to get the second foul here. This one going to be on Hoppy, her third, or excuse me, now fourth. Team's second. I am all sorts of out of it. Spangler is good on the first. Laney Spangler good on the first. It's 39-24. Hoppy will have to check out, unfortunately, but Ammerman comes in for her. 14:09 to go. Laney Spangler good on both. So 39-25, the lead here for Hinckley-Finlayson. And Hartle up the court quickly to Dagerstrom on the far side. Gives it back to Hartle. Hartle now over to Krieger, to Brandt. Long two is no good. Rebounded here by Krieger. Krieger gives it off to Hartle. Now inside for Dagerstrom. That shot is no good. Ammerman comes down with it. No good again. And now Spangler gets the rebound, and is it a jump ball call or a foul? Looks like a foul. Foul on Bella Brandt, her second. 39-25. Fink passes it off. Ammerman right there to get the steal, though. Ammerman takes it to the basket, up and in for two. Ammerman, she saw that one coming all the way. She waited back for that one. 41-25. And now it's Bella Brandt who gets the steal once again. Deep down court to Reese Hartle, up and in for two. And it's 43-25. This one's stolen again. This one's stolen away by Krieger. And now we get a foul call on who? Looks like on the Storm. Welk, her second, team's fourth. Hartle will get set to inbound, 43-25. She inbounds to Brandt, up and in, off the glass for two. Bella Brandt makes it 45-25. Fink gets the inbound. She takes it up court. And, oh, we nearly get a steal from Hartle, but no foul was called. Must have been a traveler out of bounds. And now with the three-point shot is Booth. That's up and no good. Annika Spangler comes down with the rebound. Will this be? The basket does count, so the three-point opportunity here for Annika Spangler. And this foul goes against Dagerstrom, her first, team's fourth. And again, it's Annika Spangler who will get set for the possible three-point play. She's good. 45-28, the three-point play for Annika Spangler. Hannah Hartle gets it up to Michaela Ammerman. Ammerman stops, takes the jumper off the glass. No good. And it's, oh, and we get a fight for the ball a little bit after the whistle. Laney Spangler looked to come down with the rebound. And do we get a jump ball call? We do. Oh, both teams fighting hard here. Sydney Krieger will get set to inbound for Hinckley-Finlayson. Off to Ammerman. Ammerman, one of the three, instead steps inside. That pass right to Annika Spangler, and she gets the steal, but I think we get a foul as well. Gracie Olson with her first foul. Team's fifth. 12:41, and the Storm will inbound to Lainey Spangler. Back to Fink. Fink trying to get around Hannah Hartle, and now she's guarded by Sydney Krieger. Now to Ammerman. Ammerman guarding Booth. Booth tries to get this one to Welk. Now to Lainey Spangler for two. That's up and in for two. They get 45-30 as the Jaguars get up court. Hannah Hartle now off to Gracie Olson for three in the far side corner. That's good. Gracie Olson for three, and it's 48-30. Fink up the court with it. Turns around trying to pass. She does to Annika Spangler, and this ball trying to go to Lainey Spangler. It's kept alive by the Jaguars. They're going to get the steal. Up the court, Sydney Krieger to Hannah Hartle. Hannah Hartle just going to take the easy jumper. No good. But Michaela Ammerman right there for the rebound. No good. The steal for the Jaguars, and now the fourth foul for Booth. Michaela Ammerman. Is good on the first. 46-30. Or excuse me, now 49-30. Ammerman is good on both. She makes both, and it's 50-30. Oh, it's stolen away again by Ammerman. Ammerman looking to get up the court quickly. Takes it to the basket. In for two. 52-30. Michaela Ammerman coming off the bench has made a huge impact in this game, both in the first and second halves so far. Her night isn't done. Annika Spangler trying to get it to Lainey Spangler, went over her head and goes out of bounds, and Hinckley-Finlayson will get to start with it again. 11 and a half to go in the game. Hannah Hartle up the court. Stops on her drive, gives it off to Ammerman. Ammerman long three, no good off the front of the rim. And getting the easy rebound is Welk. Welk has been a rebound machine tonight for the Storm, as she gives it off to Annika Spangler. Now to Peterson. Lainey Spangler in the near side corner, into Spangler inside. Now to Fink, to Welk inside. That's swatted by Ammerman out of bounds. So give her a block in the half as well. Just keep adding to her stat line for the night. My goodness, 52-30, under 11 minutes to go. Fink looks to inbound. She inbounds to Annika Spangler, now over to Dunham. Dunham pauses, drifts into the far side corner, puts up a lob shot. That's no good, and Sydney Krieger going to get the rebound. She gives it off up the court here to Gracie Olson. Olson gets it to Hannah Hartle. Nice grab by Hannah Hartle, the one-handed grab. Inside to Ammerman. Ammerman, beautiful pass to Gracie Olson. Oh, she couldn't hit the two, and sometimes you're too wide open. So Olson missed on the shot, and as the rebound came down, it was Fink who got it. She gives it off now to Dunham. Now to Lainey Spangler for two. That's long, and getting there for the Jaguars was Olson. And stealing it back is Lainey Spangler, and then Ammerman swats it away out of bounds. 52-30, Jaguars still lead with 10:15 to go. Hoppy checks back in, as does Bella Brandt, and Olivia Hoppy with 4 fouls. Oh, this quickly to Dunham on the far side for three, no good, and there's Bella Brandt for the rebound. Quickly up the court to Sydney Krieger, up and in for two. Sydney Krieger up and in for two. And this pass nearly stolen away by Brandt, and Lainey Spangler almost expected it to be stolen away. I don't think she expected it to get there. And it kind of surprised her, and that went behind her, and she really didn't have a chance to go get it. Hannah Hartle passes to Bella Brandt. That was a dangerous one, but Brandt comes down with it. Now off to Sydney Krieger. Krieger inside to Olivia Hoppy, trying to get it to Gracie Olson. This one going to be stolen away by Annika Spangler. We've had plenty of steals in this game by both sides. 18 in the first half by Hinckley-Finlayson. Dunham has it now for the Storm on the far side, gives it off to Peterson at the top of the key. Now to Fink on the near side corner. Fink could have had a three. Instead, she'll give it off to Peterson. Peterson gives it off to Dunham at the far side elbow. Dunham going to drive into the corner now, stops, backs up, gives it off to Annika Spangler for three. The shot was there, just no good. She'll get the rebound as it rolls to her. Now off to Fink, right back to Dunham for two. A long two from Dunham is good. She stepped inside that three-point line, and that's a 2, 54-32, under 9 to go. Hannah Hartle takes it up the court for Hinckley-Finlayson. She drives inside, looking to pass it back out. She gets it out, and now Gracie Olson has it. She drives, and she's going to lose it, but somehow it finds Olivia Hoppy, and her shot is up and no good, rebounded by Spangler. Annika Spangler will pass it up to Laney, and now Tatum Peterson has it. Peterson off to Dunham. Dunham trying to go inside, but her teammate wasn't looking, and Bella Brandt going to take it away. Bella Brandt up the court. She's going to go to the basket, putting it up, and in for two. Bella Brandt with the steal, and it's 56-32. Dunham getting it off to Fink. Fink pauses just a moment, trying to get around Sydney Krieger. She gets it on the far side to Laney Spangler, inside to Annika. Annika puts it up and in for two. 56-34. Up the court goes Hannah Hartle, and I think before it went out of bounds, it actually went off a Storm player. I think the Jaguars will catch a break. Well, maybe not. No, it looked like Hartle's pass, it went off a... It did, okay. As I was looking at it, it looked like, I don't think she meant to, but it did go off of a Hill City Northland player. Now to Hoppy. Hoppy for a long two. No good, just off the mark. And Fink going to come down with the rebound for Hill City Northland. Taking it up the court now. Fink gets it off to Welk. Back to Peterson. Now to Fink. Fink stands top of the key, gives it off to Peterson. Peterson in the corner to Welk. Welk standing, looking, trying to find someone. She gets it to Peterson. Now to Booth. Dunham. Now to Fink in the far side corner. And she'll give it off to Peterson. Peterson will dribble into the far side corner, stops, gives it off to Welk. Welk to Booth. Now to Fink for three. It's long, but right there for the rebound was her teammate, and putting that back up and in for two was Welk. Nice job there by Welk, getting another rebound. 56-36. Sydney Krieger trying to get around the defense. She does, only for a moment, and then passes it over to Riley Krieger. Now up the court to Anna Degerstrom. Degerstrom pauses, gives it off to Sydney Krieger. Sydney fakes the three, gives it off to Brandt for three. That's going to come up short, and Welk is there to take it back for the Storm. Fink will have it for Hill City Northland. Under 7 to go, 56-36. Hinckley-Finlayson still with the lead. Fink up the court, passes it off to Dunham. Now to Welk in the far side corner. Welk gives it inside to Peterson. Back out to Welk. Now to Booth, to Fink. Now over to Dunham. Dunham dribbles once, gives it off to Fink. Fink towards the top of the key. Gives it in the far side corner to Booth. Booth to Peterson. Right back to Fink. Now to Dunham. Trying to get them off their mark are the Storm. Trying to get Hinckley-Finlayson, that is. But the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, man, they are tight on defense. Pass out to Booth for three. It's no good, and getting the rebound is Krieger. Krieger comes down with the rebound. She gives it off to Bella Brandt. Now up to Hoppy, and that's going to be stolen away by Fink. I think she was surprised that she even got it. She took a moment and paused, and again, I think she was surprised she got it. With it now is Dunham. Dunham gives it in the near side corner to Booth. Booth to Peterson. Now to Fink. To Dunham. Dunham going to drive around Degerstrom. Gives it inside to Welk. Up and in. No good. Welk gets her own rebound. That's knocked away by Brandt. Sydney Krieger comes down with it. Bella Brandt with a block. And looks like on the far side it was Sydney Krieger who had it, but before anything could happen on that far side, it's Rob Witter who calls a timeout. Hinckley-Finlayson with the timeout. 5 second-half fouls for both teams, and it's a 56-36 lead for Hinckley-Finlayson with 5.5 minutes to go in the game. What a game it has been. It's been really fun. It has been a back-and-forth match there in the first half. it was Hill City who definitely had all control, but as we went through the first half, Hinckley-Finlayson started to take over. They started to find momentum. They found a rhythm. They got going on offense. Their offense was hitting on all cylinders, and their defense was getting a bunch of steals. They were putting on the pressure, and now in this second half, it has been more even. I would even say it may be tipping the scales towards the Storm in favor of pressure and everything. Of course, 17 second half points by the Storm, 19 here for Hinckley-Finlayson. But again, both teams have turned up the heat here in the second half. Hinckley-Finlayson kind of staying with the pressure they had in the first half and just using it in the second. This ball to Hoppy, now to Reese Hartle. Reese pauses on the far side, gives it back inside to Hoppy. Trying to go inside to Bella Brandt, but Welk was right there waiting for it. She got the steal, and now Dunham gives it off to Booth. Back to Dunham, back to Booth. Booth on the perimeter, gives it to Fink. Fink gives it off to Lainey Spangler for three. It's no good. Right to Booth for the rebound. It's up and in for two. 56-38 now the score. And Degerstrom has it up the court. Off to Krieger, now to Hartle. Hartle bounce pass to Bella Brandt in the near side corner. Brandt fakes one way, goes to Hoppy inside. Hoppy back to Brandt. Brandt found a lane inside. She takes it to the basket. It's no good. Welk is going to come down with the rebound. Storm have it, 56-38. 4.5 to go. Fink off to Dunham. Dunham, no good on the shot, and race for the rebound. It's Krieger who comes down with it. Riley Krieger is going to double dribble. Double dribble there by Krieger as she came up with the rebound. 4:21 to go, 56-38. Jaguars still with the lead. Fink will check out. Booth, inbound to Peterson, right back to Booth. Over to Peterson, now over to Dunham. That's nearly stolen away by Degerstrom, but Dunham, has it. And then Degerstrom's going to poke it out, and then they'll get a whistle. And we're going to get a foul here on Welk, her third. Team's sixth. Kayla Ammerman back in the game here for Hinckley-Finlayson. This pass to Bella Brandt, a beautiful pass over the defender, and she gives it back to Ammerman. Ammerman, nice ball skills, up and in for two. Kayla Ammerman, nice dribbling out there. She takes over and puts it up and in for two, 58-38. Lainey Spangler has it near side corner for the Storm. She pauses, gives it back out to Booth, now to Peterson. Peterson has to pick it up, gives it off to Dunham. Dunham guarded well. Driving. Lainey Spangler inside for two. The assist from Dunham. And now going up the court is Hinckley-Finlayson. Getting it to Degerstrom. Degerstrom driving inside, putting it up off the glass. It's no good. And then dribbling it out of bounds was Booth. 58-40, 3.5 to go. Reese Hartle inbounds to Degerstrom, now to Ammerman. Over to Riley Krieger, now to Bella Brandt. Reese Hartle on the far side, no good, and Michaela Ammerman looking to get the rebound, and she's not there in time, and goes out of bounds, and it will go back to the Storm. Booth takes it up the court. Into the corner for Lainey Spangler for three. That is off the mark. Welk there for the rebound, up and in for two. And the basket's going to count, so she's got a chance at the three-point play. That foul there on Degerstrom, only her second, but the team's sixth. 3:17 to go, and Welk has a chance for a three-point play. Well, no good on the shot, and Bella Brandt just waits for it to come down to her. She gets the rebound, and she takes it quickly up the court, finds a lane to the basket, puts it up, no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line now and shoot two, and this foul on Welk, her fourth, team seventh. 58-42. Up and good on the first one from Bella Brandt, makes it 59-42. Welk checks out, in for her is Annika Spangler. Grant's second one is in as well. 60-42, 3:10 to go. Annika Spangler gets it back from Booth, and then right there is Gracie Olson, who swats it away. Getting the official steal is Degerstrom, and now up the court, and it's going to be stolen right back by Lainey Spangler. And Booth will take it up the court now for the Storm. She gives it off to Lainey Spangler. Spangler over to Booth. Booth looking, guarded by Hartle, gives it in the far side corner to Dunham. She steps inside, puts it up off the glass for two. I'll let Dunham in for two, makes it 60-44 up the court. Now to Gracie Olson. Gracie Olson pauses, gives it back to Reese Hartle. Now to Degerstrom, and that ball was tipped, and it's going to be stolen away by Booth. Peterson, it looks like she's going to be fouled. That's the first foul on Ammerman. And Hartle will check into the game. Looks like Ammerman going to take a small break on the bench. And due to that being a bonus foul, it's going to send Peterson to the line for a 1-and-1. Up and no good, and getting the rebound is Hannah Hartle. And is it a jump? It is. So they're going to get a jump ball call, and Storm have the possession arrow favoring them, and Annika Spangler up for three, no good, and Gracie Olson going to get the rebound there. Looks like we're going to get a foul here on Hill City Northland. Or no, they say it was just last touch out of bounds by Hill City. This one nearly stolen away by Lainey Spangler. Last touch out of bounds by her. So the pressure is up now by Hill City Northland, and up the court quickly. Gracie Olson pauses. Her pass was tipped, and Riley Krieger still manages to come down with it off to Reese Hartle to Gracie Olson now. Right back to Riley Krieger. Now to Gracie Olson. Olson wanted to go inside. She'll give it back to Riley Krieger. Now to Reese Hartle in the corner for Hannah Hartle. Hannah Hartle puts it up for three. In and out. No good. Annika Spangler comes down with the rebound. 60-44. Under 2 minutes to go. Lainey Spangler races up the court. She stops. Gives it back. Looks like Dunham with it now to Peterson. Peterson back to Dunham. Dunham on the far side elbow. She tries to dribble out of the way of the defense, and this goes well over the hands of Booth. And Hinckley-Finlayson will take back over. 60-44, they lead, 1:37 to go. 17 fouls for each team as Fink checks back into the game. Reese Hartle taking it up the court. Gives it off now to Hannah Hartle. Hannah Hartle inside to Degerstrom. Degerstrom turns around, puts up the shot. Up and in for two. Anna Degerstrom makes it 62-44. Quickly up the court go the Storm. Lainey Spangler inside to Annika Spangler. Shot is up. It is no good. Still rolling around on the court. Coming down with it is the Storm, and then Annika Spangler looks like she's fouled. Asia Neary checks into the game. This foul going to go against Gracie Olson, her second, team's eighth. And, oh, they didn't. They called it a non-shooting foul and no good, and Gracie Olson gets to come down with the rebound once again. Riley Krieger gives it off to Reese Hartle. Reese Hartle gives it back to Riley Krieger to Gracie Olson. I don't know how she got that one, but she just stuck her hand out there and it stuck. She spun around and it stuck in there. That would have been out of bounds, but nice job. Pass from Degerstrom now to Reese Hartle at the top of the key, giving it back to Olson, and it goes through her legs. Gracie Olson that time could not hang on. It's 62-44, 49 seconds to go. So the Jaguars well on their way to their 8th win on the season. Nearing with it, gives it off to Spangler inside to Annika Spangler. Puts up the shot, it's no good. And with the shot up and in for two is Shaylee Pearson. 62-46 with 30 seconds left. Krieger gives it off to Olson, and looks like the Jaguars will just pass the ball around and try and waste what is left of the clock. Degerstrom nearly had that one go out of bounds after Krieger passed it off of a defender's leg. Gracie Olson passing it back to Krieger, now to Degerstrom, now to Hannah Hartle. She's going to take the three. She was not hesitating at all, and coming down with the rebound is Mariah Eisenmenger, and that will be it. So the Jaguars come away with the victory here, 62-46 over the Hill City Northland Storm. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I'll recap this game, let you know what's coming up for the Jaguars next, and, of course, we'll let you know what the broadcast schedule looks like for WCMP this week. You're listening to Girls Basketball right here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350 WCMP.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Back here on 106.5 FM, AM 1350 WCMP. The Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars get the victory tonight over the Hill City Northland Storm, 62-46. Leading the way on the other side for Hill City Northland, they had two players with 12 points, Annika Spangler and Lainey Spangler with 12 points. Then Welk, she had 10 points. She got the double-double tonight. She had 10 points and 13 rebounds. These are not official stats, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the best that I can do keeping up with the game and camera and everything. And then 4 for both Fink and Dunham. 2, for Shaylee Pearson, and also for Booth as well. And then 8 rebounds for Spangler. Lainey Spangler, Annika Spangler had 6. There was a bunch of steals here this evening. On the other side here for Hinckley-Finlayson, leading the way was Michaela Ammerman with 11 points. That comes off the bench. She had 3 points in the first half, 8 here in the second half. 10 for Anna Degerstrom. She had 8 points in that first half, a big first half for her. Then 8 points for Hannah Hartle, Reese Hartle, and Bella Brandt. They each had 8. 7 points for Gracie Olson, 6 points for Taggart, and 2 for Brecken Hansen and Sydney Krieger. Rebound-wise, leading the way, well, Anna Degerstrom and Bella Brandt both had 6, and then 3 for Krieger, Ammerman, and Olsen. And then steal-wise, well, they had a bunch. As I mentioned in the first half, they had 18 in the first half alone. 7 for Degerstrom altogether, 4 for Hartle, 3 for Brandt, Ammerman, Fahey, and Hannah Hartle. So a bunch of steals going the Hinckley-Finlayson way, and 7 second-half fouls for Hill City Northland, 8 second half for Hinckley-Finlayson. So a very good game here between these two teams. Hinckley-Finlayson comes away with the victory, but in the first half, it really looked like Hill City Northland might not necessarily run away with the game, but it looked like they might take control early on and might build up a substantial lead. But Hinckley-Finlayson was able to call a timeout. They were able to correct some things, and they turned up the heat on defense. They really turned this game kind of on its head because they turned everything their direction in what seemed like a split second, because after they called the timeout, they started to put up the pressure on defense. They didn't allow Hill City to do anything, and then they started to turn up the heat on offense as well, with just taking shots when they were open, finding the open shots. Beautiful passing too. I got to give a lot of credit here to Hinckley-Finlayson for the passing they did tonight. They had a really good game passing here this evening, and they just, again, they didn't pass into any really windows that were troublesome. They found just the open lanes, the easy passing lanes to pass through, and they made the most of those passes, as they normally scored off of the assist as well. So they did a really good job doing that here this evening. And Hinckley-Finlayson will, as I mentioned, come away with the win here tonight, 62-46. They will now improve on the season to 8-13. Oh, they will get another notch in the win column. And coming up for them, they will play tomorrow night. So back-to-back nights they will play, and back-to-back nights they will play at home. They'll host Mora tomorrow night, so that should be a good matchup for them. A 6AA game for Mora, and then Hinckley-Finlayson in 7AA. So either way, it's a Class 2A matchup for both of those teams. And then on Friday, a busy week here for Hinckley-Finlayson. They will host the Mille Lacs Raiders here on Friday. So a bunch this week going on for Hinckley-Finlayson, the girls basketball team. Of course, 3 games this week. This one tonight, tomorrow against Mora, and then Friday they will host Mille Lacs as well. So just a bunch of action going here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Coming up for WCMP tomorrow night, we'll have boys hockey on 106.5 FM, this very station. We'll have Pine City hosting Becker Big Lake. Also tomorrow on our sister station of 95.5 FM, Bram will host the Pine City in boys basketball. And then also tomorrow night on 100.9 FM, Pine City, the girls team, will host Bram. So a full slate of games tomorrow night. That should be a fun one. And then, of course, stay tuned. We'll have more games on Thursday and Friday, of course, as well. And, of course, stay tuned to the WCMP Morning Show with our host, Joshua Miron. He'll host the morning show from 6 to 10 a.m., but tune in at 7:45 and 8:45 for your local sports update, as well as some regional sports to go along with it. And, of course, stay tuned to our sister station, Nice 95.5 FM, KBEK, for your sports update on the morning show with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. So stay tuned to both stations for your local sports update. If you didn't catch it on one, you can certainly catch it on the other. But, again, KBEK, your local sports update, will be at 7:30 and 8:30, and then on WCMP 100.9 FM, it'll be at 7:45 and 8:45. I want to thank all of you who tuned in here tonight, whether you were listening on 106.5 FM AM 1350 or you watched it online at WCMPradio.com. Thanks so much for tuning in here to tonight's girls basketball game. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors. Thanks to all of them for not only sponsoring this broadcast, but the entire winter sports season. Thank you to them so much. We can't do it without them, and if we didn't have any sponsors, we wouldn't be able to come out to any of these games, so a special shout out to all of them. The final here once again in Hinckley-Finlayson, the Jaguars over the Hill City Northland Storm, 62-46. For WCMP, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and I will talk to you later.